not doing the dance. Hello, happy early Halloween, and also early Comic-Con, as this Sunday in Baltimore, this is what I'll be wearing to Comic-Con. It's not the full entire attire, but, you know, we're here, and I'm Peacemaker. So, this isn't my Halloween costume, though. My Halloween costume you will see in my Halloween video. But I felt like I could wear this for this video because it's appropriate, because today we are talking about the new DC universe. It's just called DCU, no more DCEU, and it seems like Warner Brothers has finally found the people to take full control here of the DCU. Peter Safran, who will take more of the business side of things, and James Gunn himself. Yes, the guy who directed the Suicide Squad and is currently doing Peacemaker. Season 2 is currently in the works, and he's got other spin-offs coming. But now, he is the full head CEO. He will be making the creative decisions for movies, TV shows, all that kind of stuff. And I think it's really interesting because he's also still doing Marvel with the 2 Guardians of the Galaxy things, but it seems like once they're over, he'll be done with Marvel, and I really don't blame him how they kind of cut ties with him a little too quickly after these allegations that came out against him for being, well, racist and stuff like that. And it seemed like all those were just kind of like he said, she said, or made up bullshit and this kind of stuff. And I'm really happy about this, because when you look at James Gunn, and even The Rock, who I guess now has some sort of say in this universe as well, they're both paying attention to what the fans want. Because I saw this with Black Adam. The Rock just tweeted out that there was a 90% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes for Black Adam, and that's exactly what he was hoping for. Give what the fans want, and as long as the fans continue to want it, that's what they'll give them. Whereas the critics gave it a 39%, but The Rock is basically saying, you know, we're not making these movies for the critics. We're making them for the fans of these characters and for the fans of these comic books, and I believe James Gunn will also have that same mentality as well. He's not going to be too controlling with things. Now, he will not have a say with the Joker sequel and for the Batman spin-off stuff that is happening with Matt Reeves. Those will be run by the heads of Warner Brothers and, of course, Todd Phillips and Matt Reeves themselves, who are running those universes. But everything else that's in the DCU, that will be James Gunn's job to take care of. And we kind of should have seen this coming, because he had been teasing that a lot of these actors and these characters are going to come back and reprise their role. He's done it with saying that Margot Robbie will be back as Harley Quinn in a DC project soon, and he basically was one of the ones that talked about Henry Cavill and how he's possibly making a cameo in Black Adam, which, spoiler alert, turned out to be true. It wasn't just a headless Superman like we saw in Shazam, which I was super, super happy about. There's a Man of Steel 2 sequel in the works, which I can only guess was James Gunn's doing, like saying, hey, yes, I want this, the fans want it, so let's do it, and let's get Henry Cavill to do it now that he's back in the fray of things. And it's just becoming more exciting, and it seems like they are moving in the right direction. Black Adam is movie 1 of phase 1 of the new DCU, and it just seems that it's starting to become more organized, and that was the thing that I was hoping for, was just for organization somewhere. And it's still too early to tell, but with Safran and Gunn running things, I think it can get really under control, and we could start seeing kind of phase 1 consistency maybe that we saw from Marvel. Because now if you look, Marvel's kind of the one that's getting shit on for putting stuff out too quick, having bad CGI, or just having very mediocre movies at best at this point, where beforehand they were the ones popping out like the best movies from 2008 to 2019 up until the Endgame, and they've just been kind of meh since. But recently, with the last of the DCEU stuff and the current DCU stuff that is currently planned, it just seems more and more that people are getting excited and more people are anticipating it and want to see what's going to happen here. Because yes, Shazam 2 is still a sequel to Shazam, so they will still connect off of each other somehow. It'll be the same with Man of Steel 2 as well, and I do believe that all these other movies that will be coming out in the DCU will also kind of connect from the original DCEU. Even The Rock said himself, we like to believe that all of these movies connect to each other in some way, whether it is from the old DCEU or the current universe that we're currently creating. It's just all still going to connect, but it's going to change in different ways with some things. And again, that's where I'm kind of interested to see how they do this kind of like, not necessarily reboot of the franchise, but just like, it's like they actually went out and have decided that, hey, we're just going to fix what's broken here. You know, the characters we have here, the actors minus Amber Heard and Ezra Miller at this point, you know, we brought Ben Affleck back for Batman. Gal Gadot is still going to be appearing as Wonder Woman. Jason Momoa is still going to be appearing as Aquaman. And now they got Superman back. They got, you know, Black Adam in the picture. And Shazam's doing pretty fine for himself. So they got these consistent characters that they can, you know, start off with. It's not like they're just starting from scratch here. And it's becoming a lot more fun. And I believe in James Gunn. He does so well with being able to come up with these cohesive stories and understanding what people want in the stories. I mean, he made a fantastic, at least for the first two Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and, you know, I really am looking forward to the holiday special, and then, of course, I will see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 when that hits, because I really want to see how it ends. But really, when it comes to DC, there's a lot of projects I'm excited for, whereas Marvel now, it's like, I'm only looking forward to Deadpool 2 at this point, and that still comes out in another 2 years, so it really got to that point where Marvel hasn't been my main thing, and DC I've been questioning because I'm like, God, I know what the outcome's going to be. Now that I don't know what the outcome's going to be, and DC seems to be surprising me, I mean, it really started with Birds of Prey. Even though Birds of Prey, to me, wasn't a fantastic movie and didn't do well at the box office, COVID had a lot to do with that, the audience liked it. It became a cult classic instantly, same with the Suicide Squad. Not big box office-wise, but the critics, the fans loved it, and it's pretty much a cult classic at this point. And you throw in that The Batman, even though it's not a DCU film, came out early this year, and that had rave reviews from people, and you just kind of saw that DC's on a little bit of a hot streak here, and they show no signs of slowing down, and now they have people who can run the show and do it very well, and they actually have people who care about this. It's a passion project. It's not a business to them. They really want to give you what you want, and they also want to put their spin on things with some of their stories and make things even more interesting. I'm not saying they're going to like go out and change everything, but there's definitely going to be interesting movies and interesting shows that will be coming out from this universe, and the fact that James Gunn will have a lot to do with it, I think will be interesting. Don't take that as like, I think it's going to end up like his Suicide Squad and Peacemaker projects. I don't think that. I think whoever writes and directs those movies, that'll be what it's like. But, you know, James Gunn will still have a say as to, okay, this is what we're doing, this is what the fans want, so we're going to do this too, and all this kind of stuff, and we're going to tie it in like this. He's going to have that say. He's not going to be writing all the movies and directing all the movies. That's not what this means. So, just because he's running now the DC universe, that doesn't mean it's going to be like everything he's done for the DC universe so far. But he's kind of building his own little universe with the Suicide Squad spin-offs and all this kind of stuff. So those will be his, that he will be writing, directing, and producing and all that stuff. So those will still kind of have the same atmosphere of those projects. But the other movies, I feel, are going to still be way different, like they should be, with different directors and different writers to take things to the next level here. So yes, I'm excited. And I can't wait to see what the next, like I said, we'll see how it is 5 years down the line, because I think that's when everything's going to really start to come together of, okay, what was the plan here? Did they get it done successfully? And were their movies actually worth watching? Like at this point, just the fact that they're not going to worry about the critic score. They're like, fuck the critics. If the fans are enjoying it, then that's what we're here for. And it started with Black Adam, 39% on Rotten Tomatoes, at least as the last time I saw, for the critics, 90% audience score. So The Rock said, okay, the audience liked it. We'll continue doing stuff like this then until they tell us they don't want to see it. And that's the attitude that they need to have, is this exact attitude, and the people that they brought in have that attitude. And I am very, very happy about that. So yes, you can tell me in the comments below, what do you think? But until then, stay safe out there, wear your mask, get vaccinated, and I'm going to take this goddamn thing off. Note to self, take the glasses off next time.